There, now it's recording.
Okay, so I'm still invisible, so put Lewis up and pin him.
Well, Lewis, are you on camera or did you just call on your phone?
No, he's on camera. I can see him. He's in his office.
Oh,
he's
here we
wearing
go.
a beautiful white shirt, and he just looks like a movie star. So you need
All
to
right, I got like two. Okay, hold on. Oh,
that's not Lewis. That's Doctor. That's guy's from Australia.
Oh, hey. All right.
Hey, Tom, Marianne, Dr. Lewis.
I know it. Mute yourself.
Okay.
Go ahead and mute yourself, man. Okay, so Marianne, find Dr. Lewis real quick. This is crazy.
I know, there's like 3 doctors here. Hold on.
I should have been the mod.
There
There he
we
is.
go.
We got it. All right. So she's going to get my camera turned back on, but you don't need to see me. Just listen to me for a second while I tee up Dr. Lewis Arriaza. So what happened to me was I just got done. You're going to start muting people, Marianne. If you can mute your phone, even though you're not muted on, no matter what, everybody mute your phone until question and answer, and that's going to help us a lot. But Dr. Lewis Arriaza is, I believe, one of the premier network marketers on the planet. And today, I was talking to him about the fact that he had become the coach of the coaches worldwide on Business for Home. So he said, I know, I deserve that. So then I said, Dr. Arriaza, I also want to talk to you about and so you told me to tell you what my #1 takeaway was from the weekend. And I said, well, I had a few of them, but the one that I want to talk to you about the most is the brick and the foundation and the brick rank in Youngevity. And you grabbed it and said, I'm going to go get a couple bricks and I'm going to do my training on it and practice so I can practice and come back and really bring the rain. So what you did was you have already honed this in, and I want you guys to hear about our brick rank, because a brick rank is unbelievable. And I want you guys to have that brick rank because it's going to change your life. So there I am. Look how handsome I am. I can't believe it. I combed my hair. I did everything for you. So this is very good news. But back to Dr. Lewis Arriaza. How are you, Dr. Arriaza?
I am beautiful. I am beautiful. I am so happy that you and Denise are back. I'm excited for the experience that you both had. I'm so proud of Denise and proud of both of you guys for being the trailblazers for Youngevity and really the trailblazers for the network marketing company industry as a whole right now. And, I have a tendency, I do the daily dose call every Monday. And right after the daily dose call, I just have a habit of calling you, and I call Dr. Corey all the time. And if we talk, awesome. Sometimes we don't talk because both of you are busy. But today, you and I spoke, and I know you were gone from Thursday to Sunday. And when I was being mentored for over 19 years, one thing that my mentor would do with me every day is he would ask me one question every day. And he would always ask me, what did I learn the previous day? Because the only way to grow in life, the only way to grow in relationships, and the only way to grow in network marketing is by learning. So everything is comprehensive. We're continuously building block by block, brick by brick. And so I asked Tommy, I said, Tommy, what was the 1 or 2 things that really, really impacted you? I know that you heard a lot of great speakers, a lot of world-renowned speakers, a lot of speakers that are helping tons of people and making millions of dollars. But what was that one thing that you learned over the weekend that you thought, wow, that was incredible? And he talked about the power of the brick. Tommy, what did you point at? The brick, what? Tommy?
I call it the brick rank, Dr. Lewis.
The brick rank. The brick rank.
And so, as you
see, the
brick. Can you see my brick, Dr. Lewis?
No, I can't.
Hang on, I'll show it to you, man. This is the brick rank right here, and what it has to. Never mind, Marianne won't. I can't. She's got me on some crazy control, so I can't. I can't do it. But yeah, I brought my own brick because it's the brick rank, and the brick rank is the rank that every one of you can make a brick, every one of you can make another brick, and everybody can teach somebody to make a brick.
Right.
So therefore, you can build your house. So all that we had to do, I had to come home and find the expert, Dr. Luis Arriaza, to explain to us what the brick rank really is. And I had it all goofed up, and in 2 seconds, Dr. Arriaza told me, showed me what the brick rank was, so I could build 2 bricks. Ah!
That's right. And you know, the minute he said that, it was like a massive epiphany. The minute that Tommy said the brick rank, it said, I said, that's it. And we all talk about these things in different ways. But you know, as the book called The One Thing, written by Gary Keller, The One Thing says, you know, if you can focus on one thing long enough, and if you can master one thing long enough, and if you could master that and teach that one thing to enough people, you'll create a movement, and this movement can possibly, if it's something that's going to add value to humanity, if it's something that's mission-driven for society, it can really take our life, our business, our relationships to a whole new level. So what I wrote up here a little bit was just, this is, I don't know if you can see it, but this is the natural approach, right? So this is how people naturally do things, right? So you start off here in the natural, and the first thing you do is you take action, and you're going to face some type of disappointment, right? And this is why the brick rank is so important. I'm going to lead up to this. I'm setting this up right now. So everyone starts off in network marketing, and they do something, they take some type of action, and then they face a disappointment. Once they face a disappointment, they get a little frustrated, and the frustration kicks in because they don't know how to solve their issues. They don't know how to solve their problem. So if you have an issue or you have a problem and you can't solve, then frustration sits in. If you have an issue or you have a problem that you have no solution to, then you start suffering. So usually when you go from a disappointment, you go into resignation. Now, once you've gone into resignation, now your perspective changes. Your philosophy changes. The way you see things change. The way what people say starts sounding different to you. What you used to like before, you don't like anymore. What you used to think was amazing, you don't think it's that amazing anymore because you're feeling very resigned. And after the resignation, you start looking for greener pastures, right? You start thinking, no, it's better over here, or that company's doing something a little bit different, or that product is a little bit more unique. And once that happens, then you enter another cycle of the same thing. And when Tommy talked about the brick rank, to me, as a professional in this phenomenal industry, I thought this is what we need. This is what we need in order for us to succeed. Close the door, please. This is what we need. This is what we need, us an organization. This is what we need as a family. And this is what we need to understand. Because if we have an opportunity to succeed in Youngevity, there has to be a system. And the system, the way Tommy explained it, and he said it so perfectly well, the system has to be duplicatable and it has to be simple. It has to be something in which anyone can do immediately without a whole bunch of training, without a whole bunch of discussion, without a whole bunch of face-to-face, without a lot of conference calls. Because what that does, all those conference calls and all those trainings, it's wonderful for the B and the A level, but those entry people, I mean, they still have a job, they still have families, they still have priorities, they still have responsibilities. They want to know what is the drive-through version of getting started. So this is the purpose-filled version of it, right? This is the purpose-filled approach. You begin here, okay, and the first thing you do is that you focus. Okay, step one is you focus. And you only have to focus on one thing. And if you focus on that one thing, actually in here it's two things, right? Try the product, and then second is what I'm about to share with you, the brick rank. So obviously we got to try the product, we got to be products of the product, but then second is you have to find a model. You have to find somebody or something that's doing what you're doing in a very simple way. And if you do that, then that model should introduce you to a system. And that system is going to give you a breakthrough. So here we go. You first focus, then you have a model, your upline, they're going to introduce you to a very simple system, and that system is going to give you a breakthrough. So what we're referring to in the brick rank, right? If you're building a wall, I have walls around my home. I just built a wall out there. And in these walls, the first thing they do is that they start to dig. And they dig really, really deep. 4 feet, 6 feet, 9 feet. They put rebar, they put cement, and they lay down bricks. And they put more bricks and more bricks and more bricks, depending on the weight of the project, right? And depending on the stability that they're looking for, depending on the soil that they're dealing with. Once they lay down all these bricks, once they lay down all the cement, all this concrete, and all these rebars, now they start building whatever it is they want to build. So we start building at 1 star. Then we go to 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we go emerald, ruby, then diamond. But the question is, what is underneath where you and I can't see? That is called your foundation. And the brick rank of your foundation is the senior associate. The brick, listen to what I'm about to tell you right now. The brick rank of your foundation is the senior associate position. Why is it the senior associate position? Because everybody can do 2 things. Everybody can try the product, and everybody can recuperate their investment. I'll repeat this.
You know what? I'm running a temperature.
Everybody can try the product, and everybody can recuperate. There's somebody else is speaking. I don't know who it is.
Mute. There's so many people on here. We need you to make sure you're muted. Thank you.
I think. Okay. Thank you. So here it is. So the brick rank is your senior associate position. What we used to be called your executive marketing director, now it's called your senior associate position. Now, why is that so important? For several reasons. One, because it's easy to qualify for. I'm going to repeat this. It's easy to qualify for. You try the product and you recuperate your money. In our system, we do that in 7 days. You try the product immediately. You do the 100% list. Once you do the 100% list, on that same day, I'm going to get 10 names and numbers with you, and I'm going to help you call those 10 names and numbers immediately. Out of those 10 names and numbers, 3 or 4 are probably going to be interested according to the law of average. So therefore, there is your brick rank right there. There is your brick. And if you have enough of these bricks holding up that wall, holding up that home, holding up that beautiful organization that you have worked so diligently at, that you have sacrificed and invested in, then you will have a solid home instead of castle in sand. See, many people in today's time, they're attempting to skip over this brick rank, and they're trying to run so fast and build on very, very weak soil. What we want to do, we want to build once, and we want that to last a very long time. So you want to teach this to everybody that comes into your organization. You want to tell them to use the product, and second is you want them to recuperate their money, because if they do, and that's only 4 people to help them recuperate their money, now you have a senior associate, and that, my friends, is your brick rank. You don't need 10 hours of leadership for this. You don't need five sessions of basic training for this. All you need to do is understand the 24-hour rule, the 3 keys, the 3 components to the 24-hour rule. Component number 1 is you must get people's why. You must know why people are doing what they're doing. You must know why people want to get involved. You must know why people are willing to sacrifice. You must know why people are willing to invest a little bit of their time, a little bit of their money, a little bit of their sweat and tears. Why are they doing this? And your why cannot be their why. Their why must be their. You can't fulfill my why. I can't fulfill Tommy's why. Tommy can't fulfill Marianne's why. We all have our individual whys. Now, when we lead with our why, then we're going to have the priorities, and it's going to be purpose-filled. Then we're going to very easily contact 4 people so they can also try the product, so they can also try the system, so they can also get involved with the mega packs, and we recuperate our money. And here is that break, because it's very simple to do, but it begins with that why. And you and I, both of us, we must teach this to every single person that comes into our organization. It's called the 24-hour rule. Other systems have other names for it. In ours, it's called the 24-hour rule, and there's only 3 parts. 1 is their why. 2 is you must generate that list of 100 names and numbers. You must get 10 immediately as you sit down with them and help them qualify those 10. And 3 is teach them about the brick rank within 7 days. Within 7 days, any person that gives you a couple hours will very easily be able to call 10 people. Out of those 10, 3 or 4 will get involved because of the relationship, because of the leverage. And if they do this, then that brick rank, that brick is going to be the stability to that home. See, if we start trying to build the home without first building that foundation, what's going to happen usually is that people don't buy into you, they buy into other things. And as long as those other things are available, you're not really that important in building that system. People, when they pay that $4.99, they're paying that $4.99 because they should want to be mentored by you. They should want to be guided by you. They should want to be led by you. And if that happens, and if you focus, you really focus on building all these brick ranks, every single person that comes into our organization, every individual, I am a firm believer that every single individual should be very easily should be able to attain the senior associate position, which is what we are calling now the brick rank. And that brick rank will serve as your foundation, my friends, as your foundation to build the wall to 1-star, 2-star, 3-star, 4-star, 5-star, ruby, emerald, diamond, or black diamond. And if you want that wall to be high and tall, if you want that wall to be strong and firm, regardless of the winds, regardless of the snow, regardless of the sleet, regardless of the storms, because those storms, those tornadoes, those hurricanes will come inevitably. All right. If you're building, you will be hit by a hurricane. You will be hit by a tornado. You will be hit by someone trying to cross-recruit your group, by a new company coming out with a new trendy product, with a new trying to come up with a brand new comp plan. When those things come, if you have those bricks set in place and you have multiple layers of those bricks, 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 bricks deep, then you can build that wall as high as you want, and it will stand the test of time. Remember, these brick ranks, many people don't see these brick ranks because they're below the surface. These brick ranks don't get a lot of attention. Sometimes they're dirty, sometimes they're muddy. I mean, people step on them, but those are the brick ranks that gives the stability to the wall that you want to build. And if you and I, both of us, want to build a lifelong wall, we want to build a very, very high wall so it can give us the life that we want, then we must become a master. Listen, we must become a master at creating those brick ranks, which means we must become a master at creating senior associates. And it's very, very simple. Try the product and get your investment back. How do you get your investment back? The 24-hour rule. What's the 24-hour rule? Make sure that you get their why immediately within 24 hours. And as everyone knows in network marketing, your why must make you cry. Your why must be profound. 2, get their list, because their list becomes your list. And when you get their list, 90 of the names are for homework. 10 names are right there and then, because you're going to qualify those 10, whether they're looking for health, time, better quality of life, or income, an increase in income. And you're going to call a few so they can get on base immediately. All you need is 4 out of 10. All you need to bat is 40%. And anyone, you don't need training to do this. All you need is a decent upline. You don't even need a fabulous upline. You just need somebody that knows the 24-hour rule, or whatever you call your system, know those principles. And if they know those principles, then you're going to get their why, you're going to get their list, and you're going to show them how within 7 days they can build that brick. And think about it this way. If they build that brick within 7 days, which is just 4 people, and they can get that in 2 or 3 presentations, right? You can enroll 4 people in a couple home presentations, a couple one-on-ones. Now, because they've done it, now their belief has increased. Because they've done it, now their thoughts and associations have anchored to something positive. because they've done it. Now new ideas are coming into their thought process, which is going to inevitably give them better experiences, create stronger and more positive emotions, and it's going to reciprocate to give you better thoughts. So the thoughts to the behavior, to the emotion, to the experiences, and come back to the thoughts. And now you have this beautiful vicarious cycle instead of this horrible, negative, frustrating, uncertain, vicious cycle that so many people join on. So when Tommy shared that one word, when he said the brick rank, because it's easy to do and it's easy to teach, I thought, genius. That's genius. And it goes along with what we talk about. Make sure that the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. And the main thing is make sure that, especially at first, it is simple to do. Because when people are uncertain or confused, they will stop. And you don't want people to stop. Because stop and start is very, very difficult. You want a lot of people to do a small work for an extended period of time, according to Eric Roy. And that small work is what we now call the brick rank. So that is what I got out of our conversation this morning. I taught it to a bunch of people this morning. They loved it, and this is going to be my message for my leaders tomorrow, because you want to do things in network marketing. We don't do what we can do. We only do what we can duplicate. And the goal is to duplicate what is simple, to duplicate what is productive, and to duplicate what is prosperous. And this covers all three. So Tommy, are you still there?
I'm right here. And you guys, I've got my brick again. Bring me back, Marianne. Denise, come on. One thing Marianne said to me that she took away was, and we're going to talk to a whole bunch of people tomorrow night on the Zoom again. And the people that showed up in Vegas are all going to share 2 minutes of what they got, because every one of those people left knowing that they can hit the brick rank. And I listened to Scott Vardulis, who I've got on here too, and he's going to talk in a minute about what he's doing. And Scott is such a huge foundation guy. And the name of the game is build a huge foundation. And I was talking to somebody today, my buddy Tina, and she said, this is like the Great Wall of China. And they talk about the Great Wall of China because they built that Great Wall of China one brick at a time.
Yep.
When you start believing that you can build your business, and this happened to me today, the manager of the Le Peep restaurant, where I sat down for breakfast, and I was talking to Dr. Arriaza on the phone about this. He said, what are you talking about with that brick rank? And I said, Tom, I can show you sitting across the table from me how you start your business. I said, the average person in network marketing only signs 2 people up and then they quit because they didn't get the results and they didn't understand how to get started and they didn't understand how to build the foundation. And what we do, and most of the time, is we give these people these huge, grandiose senior vice chairman, 5-star ambassador things, and they all want that stuff, but they have no idea how to start. And once you teach somebody to build one brick, and they can do it, 200 QV with 3 people underneath them with 100 QV apiece personally enrolled, and 2,000 within 3 levels, that's brick number 1. I can do that, okay? Here's what you need to do. You need to do it once, you need to build it again, and then you need to teach people to build their bricks. And every one of you can build it once. Every one of you. Everyone on this call has probably already built it once. So you know you can build it once, and then you need to know that you can build it again in your heart of hearts. And then all you need to do beyond that is teach somebody to do exactly the same thing. And all of a sudden, they're going to look at their business, and they're going to be roaring toward 5,400 in their first 3 levels with 3 whatever the hell it is, and then they're off to the races. So the name of the game is the brick rank. And, you know, it's the same thing Scott's teaching. Same thing Corey's teaching. It's the same thing Mike Battistelli's teaching. But we didn't have a term for it that really, really resonated. And I think this brick resonates because we at Youngevity are stability, 20 years. We've got a corporate foundation built. What we want you to do is have your own foundation built. It's so funny watching all this because some people are getting haircuts. Some people are doing all kinds of stuff. Somebody's wedding ring is on the screen, and I'm just watching his fingers with his wedding band across there. That moved out of the way. I don't even know who that was. That was the haircut, Mr. Gallegos. But the fact is it's really, really cool that all of you are here watching this thing and paying attention to Dr. Arriaza and Scott Vardulis and myself. Scott, are you out there? Scott? I don't know who this Mike is. So, yeah, go ahead.
Are you able to hear me, Tom?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, beautiful. So, Dr. Lewis, amazing, amazing, amazing information. Fantastic. Thank you for pouring yourself out and your wisdom, your experience to all the people that are on this call. Fantastic job, my friend. And that is absolutely priceless information. I love hearing everything you just said, and I am soaking it all in like everybody else. And I hope everybody really understands the value of that information. That was absolutely over the top. So thank you. You know, one of the things that I've been on the road doing the last couple of weeks is I've been helping people really understand the concept of how to engage in a conversation that's simple, that's meaningful, that's heartfelt, that comes across very naturally, so that we're not being weird with people. You know, it's real interesting. You stop and hear people's conversations, and they're so weird. They're obnoxious. They're strange. And it's no wonder that, you know, like this guy named Mike on the right side of the screen here on this chat, this is the stuff that gives guys like Mike stuff to talk about. So if we can be a little bit more cognizant of how we're coming across to people, I want to encourage you to think about something. We all go through life, and it's like there's a river that's crossing our path at all times. And our job is to get to the other side of the river so we can get to solid ground. Because we know the only thing that stops us from getting over to that solid ground is all of the excuses and the justifications that pop up in our life that we use as barriers or obstacles. So I've got this really interesting visual in my head. And it's like, here I am on one side of the shore of a river with white water or just some kind of a strong current. And my goal is to get to the other side because that's where my dream is. That's where the best life that I could imagine happening for me and my family lies. And so I imagine that to get across, I'm looking for stepping stones. I'm looking for the shallowest part of the river where it's the least wet, where I have the least possibility of falling in and getting swept down by the river and having everything take me out. And so we look at these things called stepping stones. So I don't know, just imagine with me, there's like 50 yards to get across, and you've got maybe 25 stepping stones that you could land on. And the purpose of those isn't to hang out. They're wet, they're slippery, maybe they're even kind of topsy-turvy, and it's really tough to get sure footing. So when we say stepping stone, it's like you jump and you land, and the idea is to quickly keep moving, not to stop and rest because you lose your momentum. And so when you think about that current coming, some people freeze, some people wig out, they start looking around at all the obstacles around them, and they fall in and they get wet, and sometimes they even get carried down the stream even further. So I like to think of a conversation like this. With that analogy, if I'm engaging, I say, hey, I'm just curious. Dr. Lewis, are you in a stepping stone phase of your life right now? Or do you feel like you've landed where you want to be and you're on really solid ground right now? So if Dr. Lewis answers the question, he goes, you know what, Scott, thanks for asking. I really feel like I'm in a place in my life where things are really, really solid for me. Everything seems to be working out pretty well. I say, hey, that's fantastic. That's great. I might even possibly even say, how did you get there, if you don't mind me asking? But most people don't have an answer for that. And most people are going to say, you know what? I'm actually in a stepping stone phase of my life right now. I'm moving. And so then I can respond and say, okay, I thought that's where you were at, but I just wanted to make sure, because what I really want to know is if you could spend the next, any 2 hours of your life picking the brains of somebody that could help you navigate and get across this stream a little bit faster to that solid ground. If you could have anybody that you could pick their brain of, who would you like to spend that time with? And what if they said somebody like, oh, wow, that's easy for me. It would be Michael Jordan. It would be, you know, a political figure, somebody that's done something with their lives. Name the person. And it's not like you have to know or understand that person. So here's what you do. If they said Michael Jordan and you don't know basketball, you could say, you know what, I'm familiar with the name. Tell me what's interesting about that person. And they go, driven, really confident, great working with people, deals with stress very, very well, knows how to overcome objections. And I could really use someone like that in my life right now. And here's what I would do. I would say, that's really interesting. I thought those characteristics might be the ones that you named, but I've got a really good friend of mine. His name is Tom Chenault. And it's not like I could possibly tomorrow reach out and get you in touch with Michael Jordan, but I might possibly be able to get you in touch with a really good friend of mine named Tom. He possesses some of those very, very same qualities that you kind of portrayed or related to Michael Jordan. And well, I'll tell you what, there's a long line of people that would love to pick his brain as well. If there was any chance that I could pull that off for you in the next couple of days, would that be something you'd be interested in? And most of the time, when you relate it to somebody that's powerful to them in their life, somebody that they know could help them overcome some aspect of their life they're struggling with, and then you fill that hole with somebody that you've edified, spoken highly of, and correlated to the hero in their life that they really like to spend time with, that, my friends, is really a magical thing to be able to state. And so this thing called edification is very, very powerful. That's how I do it. That's how that conversation has been working very, very well for me. So once again, just going to reiterate, the question and the natural icebreaker when you're talking to someone is, are you in a stepping stone phase of your life, or do you feel like you've gotten through that and you're standing on solid ground and you've got things figured out? That's a vetting kind of question. And once you get that person vetted out like that, they've now given you permission to work with them and to help them navigate in the form of introducing them to the right people to help them navigate. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope that helps all of you take and put into place what Dr. Lewis talked about in terms of building that foundation. That's just a little tidbit or recommendation on how you can start compiling those bricks that Dr. Lewis talked about and getting that list of 10 people very, very, very quickly and vetting them out so you're not wasting time on the wrong people.
Yeah. Nice clap, Dr. Arriaza. Why don't you add on top of that, Dr. Arriaza, since you're clapping? So talk about that.
No, and I just wanted to add, thank you, Scott. I agree with everything you've said, you know, and as Tom said earlier, sometimes people do, we all do, get caught up with the sizzle, right? We get caught up with the fanciness of this, and you know, we're all working to grow our business. We're all working very diligently. Let me be very clear. We're working day in and day out to grow this business like any other business. We're sacrificing a lot like any other business. The difference is that this is an educational process. And the person who decides to educate themselves in the profession of network marketing will, I believe, have a better quality of life. Because there is, for lack of better terms, there's going to be an exit plan eventually. Eventually, what you do every day is going to change. And it's supposed to change because network marketing is done in phases. But like Tommy said earlier, yes, many of us are pushing hard for the five-star. Many of us are pushing hard for the circle of honor, and we're achieving it. But that is only because we mastered that brick rank. That's why we're able to build. Not many people talk about the brick ranks. Now, we talk about them in our small meetings. We talk about them in our small presentations. We talk about them in our small home presentations. Of course, you get to a big event, everyone wants to know who attained these beautiful high ranks. That's the way it's supposed to be. But the only way to attain those high ranks, those that get that really strong recognition, is by mastering by mastering what most people will never ever see, and that is developing as many bricks as possible so you can be strong. And that's why I firmly believe that network marketing is an educational system to a business approach. I firmly believe that network marketing, the more people learn and begin to shift those paradigms, the faster they will get the big idea of network marketing. And when they do that, life changes, and it changes forever.
And one thing that you want to remember, everybody, which is critically important, is making darn sure that that's so cute. Hello, Tom Scott. That's little Tammy Hanneman's daughter. That is so beautiful. I forgot her name, but whatever it is, I love her. And I owe you $5 when I see you. I love the kids of Youngevity. I see Paul Croto out there. He's a rock star too. I am telling you, we've got some incredible people on here tonight. And it is so great to take the new people and let them see the path to lift them to the same stratosphere that a Luis Arriaza or a Scott Pardulis is enjoying, or a Paul Croto. But what's most important, and Denise talked about it, was our job in this business is, obviously we all want to be millionaires, but creating those thousandaires or even those hundredaires is where our responsibility lies in this business. Helping those people and not trying to make product users business builders out of product users. That's insanity. Don't do that. We've got a product line here with Dr. Wallach, that 90 for Life message, that if that's what you're leading with, or the copy, if that's what you're leading with, whichever one it might be, I want you to know that you get to determine that. But don't rip somebody off. Don't have somebody not be able to advance their business because you didn't know how to get them in, get them going, and move them along. And you can start this thing off in 10 seconds. I am keeping this brick right next to my desk forevermore. And the other brick, I built this one. I know I can build another one. And I know I can teach you guys. I could even teach Croto to do this. I promise you, there is nobody I can't teach to do this. That includes Denise's good friend from Paonia, Colorado, wife of Bill, mother of Adam, the great Mara Huey. So that, and she rides a bicycle in the snow. So you guys, you can build the brick. I know you can do it. It is so cool. Anybody, Tom Martin, you and I are going to do this with the copy. I sent a note to Dave Brisky today for the Zoom tomorrow. I asked him for a copy update on the copy CEO pack, on the copy brochures, on the copy website, on the copy banners, and on the copy samples. So I am going to be able to take you. So the explanation that we just gave you is so simple that anybody can do it. The former regional marketing director, the reason that isn't the brick is because anybody can come in there, do 150 QV with 3 customers, and they're sitting there. But, you know, that's getting it started. But the real brick level in this thing, where the income starts to come back a little bit, and you make a tiny bit of money. Most people don't make any money in multi-level marketing. And they say the person that just gets a check, just one check of $50 is what keeps people in. So I am going to tell you yet one more time, this is hard work. I am going to tell you yet one more time that most people don't make money. I am going to tell you yet one more time that we are so committed to you actually making money and building a business at your speed that it's duplicatable and you can do it, that it's unbelievable. That inspiring in Jamaica. Farah, we love you. Tommy Martin, we love you. Vincent Lopez, we love you. I saw you nodding. It's exciting. Somebody just turned my video off. That must mean I'm getting boring. So, Luis Arriaza, you still out there?
I'm on.
Anything you want to say on a closing?
Come on, Tommy. No, you know, these are the most beautiful times in network marketing. These are the most inspiring. Hello. These are the most inspiring times in network marketing. And Veli and I, my boys, we're just eternally grateful. We are constantly reminding ourselves, Tommy, in 2 weeks, we celebrate 5 years of being involved with Youngevity, and everyone knows our story. And we are constantly reminding ourselves of how beautiful God is and how powerful this company is and how amazing it is when we decide to go pro. And I know I'm taking that from Eric Wright, but he coined that term, and it is the most powerful term in network marketing. When you decide to go pro, everything's going to change. This is not perfect. And this may not be for everyone, but it's definitely better than anything else out there. So we are just eternally grateful. And Tommy, thank you, Tommy. Thank you for your leadership, for your courage. Denise, thank you both for really being do-it-first leaders, really taking the initiative of being out there and really carving a path, not just for people in Youngevity, but I think for people in the industry of network marketing. I appreciate, and I sent you this message, I appreciate your selflessness, Tommy, very, very much. So I love you guys both.
I love you. Scott Bardulis, any closing comments?
It's really powerful to get all these leaders together all around the world right now. I know there's a lot of people tuning into this particular webinar right now. This is powerful stuff, and I hope that everyone understands that if we can drive people into this level of training for duplication purposes, this is some of the best I've seen. So I'm just excited about it. I thank you, Mr. Chenault, for putting this together.
Paul Croto, any ideas on this? I want you to unmute your phone right now. I see that flat top haircut. John Milton Fogg, the legend. John Milton Fogg's even on here. It's unbelievable. So
hey, I think you guys are brilliant with this brick rank idea. It is all I'm going to be training on now. I love it. And I love all of you, all the top leaders here. I just sit back and I listen and I learn. That's what I do. And I'm so grateful to be part of this amazing company and be surrounded by all these amazing leaders. So thank you, Tom, for all that you do. Really appreciate you guys. Love you.
So the star of the GoPro was Denise Chenault, the beautiful Denise Chenault, the rock star, the absolutely sexy Denise Chenault, the woman of my dreams and my desires, Denise Chenault. Have you got anything to say, Denise Chenault, movie star, 5,000 women? Let's hear it. What do you have?
Dude, you should never use that word sexy. That doesn't, it's not you.
It's not me.
It's not you, Tom. Yeah, I think this brick rank thing is, this is brilliant. And that's the thing, is that we have to make people have to feel successful in their first 30 days. And more often than not, people are not getting to one-star diamond, one-star, what the hell is it? SCMD, 1 star, in 30 days. And so this is it. And because if we can get people feeling successful, getting their confidence up, then they're going to be able to get to the next rank. So I love this.
All right, everybody, tomorrow night, we're going to get out of here right now because Dr. Wallach is on Brandy's call at 8:30. She didn't give me the time zone, of course. So whoever it is, hang on. It has to be, I don't know, Dr. Wallach might be on a call right now, actually. Whatever Brandy Brogdon's call is, Dr. Wallach's on it tonight with Marvin Ropp. So if anybody knows that time, put it up, and the number, put it up so you can listen to yet another product call, and you can hear Dr. Wallach and Marvin Ropp and talk and hear all that. But at the same time, tomorrow night, same time, 5:30 p.m., we are going to do this thing again, 5:30 p.m. Mountain Time, and we're going to have all the people that were at GoPro talk for a couple minutes. And the reason is, every one of those people are going to finally tell you that they walked in there wondering what they were going to see, and they walked out knowing that they could do it. And what I want you to know is that you can do it. You can start this thing with you. You can build that brick. You can build another brick, and you can teach people to build bricks. So Louis Arriaza, Scott Bardulis, Denise Chenault, Marianne Niehaus, of course, James Earl Moore, all of you people, I love you. Paul Croto, I love you, I love you, I love you. See you all tomorrow night on the same Zoom, Hair on Fire in the morning, and 43 other calls in between. We'll see you all. Love you.
God bless you.
All right, we'll see you guys. Thanks for being on.